Hey guys, what's up? So this video we're going to do something a bit different. We're going to go through the process of selling a luxury watch. We took pictures of the watch and I sent them off to 5 different watch dealers, watch companies, and we're going to have a look through the different prices that we got offered for the watch, as well as how much I eventually ended up selling the watch for, and the kind of the experience of doing this. So this is something I do all the time as part of my business. We sell hundreds of watches a year, and a number of them do go off to dealers. The way that I've gone about this is I've gone directly through the websites to give you as close an experience as to what you will get if you're trying to sell your watch. And I wanted to share with you this process and give you an idea of the different prices that you're going to get from different dealers and how variable they can be. There's a lot of different factors which affect the kind of prices that you're going to get from dealers, depending on if they have these kind of watches in stock, if they generally stock these type of watches, or the condition, etc. of the watch compared to what they would usually sell. As well as obviously the size of the dealership. If you try and sell to a big company, say like you try to sell to Watchfinder or someone like that in the UK, you're going to find that you get a pretty suboptimal price on the whole, because they're big companies, they have a massive amount of reach, and they have a massive amount of people selling to them all the time. They don't particularly need your business. So, in this case, the watch that we're trying to sell is a 2022 Breitling Avenger chronograph 45mm A13317. Reasonably high demand watch, stainless steel bracelet, stainless steel case, etc. All the things that people are generally looking for in a Breitling. Now, one of these watches new, direct from Breitling or from a high street dealer, is going to set you back around about £4,700, £4,800, which is around about $6,000. So, although a lot of people think of watches as investment pieces, a piece like this is going to lose a lot of value as soon as you buy it. That's just the reality of the situation. There's way too many being produced in order for them to be collectible or to really hold their value. It will hold a considerable amount of its value, but overall it's not going to hold 100% or anywhere near that. So I tried to choose a mixture of different dealers to submit an inquiry to try to get a good range of different prices depending on the size of the dealer, the way that they are going to sell the watch, etc. So the dealers that we tried were Watchbox, one of the bigger companies, Ramsdens, which is a cash converters or a gold selling company. Also tried Subdial, which is a mid-sized dealer in London. We tried Pride and Pinion, obviously, the famous Nico Leonard's watch selling company. And finally, we tried a sort of a more unique take on selling your watch, which is Sell My Watch, or Sell My Watches. Basically where you give them your details and they'll upload the details of the watch, and dealers will then come to them and offer a price. And so we've got a good selection there of different dealers. Now, off the bat, 2 of these dealers didn't get back to us at all. 2 of these dealers weren't interested in the watch. We had no response from them. And this was Ramsdens and Watchbox. So that left us with 3 dealers. Now, the first one that we'll mention here is Sell My Watch. Now, this is an interesting one because it is a very unique take on selling a watch. So you do get quite a variation in different prices because you're getting a number of small dealers putting in an offer on your watch, which is an interesting concept. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The quote that we got from Sell My Watch, I think, I won't include a screenshot here, but I think it was around about 2,000, which it's an okay price. It's not what I'm hoping to sell the watch for, but at the end of the day, from private dealers, £2,000 for a watch like this is not, it's on the low side, but it's not well outside of the realms of reality of what you're going to get offered. I would say if you had a similar watch, it's a good idea to have a look around and see what other prices you can get, because as I say, this is on the low side. Now, the second company that we'll mention here is one that I sell a lot of watches to. It's a great company. I'm not promoted or anything like that, but they will generally give you a very reasonable price for your watch. Not always. I have had a couple of times where I thought that doesn't seem realistic, but generally speaking, they do give very good prices, very competitive prices for watches. So anyway, Subdial offered me £2,500 for the watch. Now again, very competitive price. This is the kind of price where you're starting to think, I could sell it for that, I might be happy with that. Again, the loss from retail is massive, but it's finding the balance here between reality of the fact that you have lost a lot of value from your retail purchase. This is an inevitability of almost any watch, but also a realistic idea of what the watch is actually worth. Because at the end of the day, the dealer's going to resell it. They need to make a profit. That's why they're in business. But at the same time, we want to make as much money as we can from selling our watches. So 2,500 might be reasonable, okay? Not a bad price, seems okay. We'll get to what I actually sold the watch for at the end of the video. Now, okay, so the third dealer that we tried was YouTube famous Nico Leonard's Pride and Pinion, okay? So they took a good while to get back to us, which was unusual. Usually a couple of days and you get some kind of a response. I think they took about a week to get back to me with the price. The price they offered me for the watch, £1,000, which obviously, given the other prices that we've been offered for the watch, was kind of outside of the realms of what is reasonable and outside the realms of what I'm going to be wanting to accept. If you get an offer like this, just walk away. At the end of the day, it's a silly price. It's a price that they know they can make a large markup on. Whether they think it will take them a while to sell, whether they think, that they want to sell it at a low price to just shift it as quickly as possible. Either way, £1,000 for a watch like this, just over a year old, is completely absurd. So don't waste your time with it. I'm not saying that Pride and Pinion is always going to be giving out terrible prices. I have known them to give reasonable prices for watches. Generally speaking, though, they are on the lower end of what you're going to get for a watch. And if you can find somewhere that, at the end of the day, you're looking for as much money as possible, right? You're looking to sell your watch for as much as you can get. And generally speaking, unfortunately, Pride and Pinion is not the best option. So anyway, that's the three dealers that we got a response from. That's the range of prices from around 2,000, 2,500 from Subdial, and then all the way down to 1,000 from Pride and Pinion. So now let's get on to the second part of this video, which is how much I actually sold the watch for, where I sold it, and where I would recommend selling watches to if you're looking to sell your watch. Now, the two big competitors in the watch world in terms of places that private sellers can go to sell a luxury watch are Chrono24 and eBay. They're the two big ones, they're the two big names in watch selling. They are the two companies that most people go to when they're looking to sell a luxury watch. Or, a range of different watches. But generally, we're speaking in this video about luxury watches. So, yes, Chrono24 and eBay. Now, my experience generally is that you will get a marginally better price on Chrono24, but the wait time makes it not worth it. If you have an unlimited amount of time to wait to sell your watch, Chrono24 might be a better option. But if you are a private seller, you're just looking to sell your watch quickly and move on, or buy a new watch, whatever it is that you're looking to do, generally speaking, Chrono24 and eBay, these are your two options. Now, I listed the watch on both Chrono24 and eBay, and I received a number of inquiries, a number of lowball offers, as you're always going to get on any of these sites, a number of offers which you just laugh at and move on with your life. But generally speaking, yeah, these are the two. So if you're looking for a quicker sale, I would say eBay is your best bet. Generally speaking, the best bet is to list it as a buy it now with the best offer, and then try to avoid the auction side of things. There are opportunities to auction off watches on eBay and get good prices for them, but given the fact that you pay a premium to have a reserve price, unless you're very confident that you're going to get the interest, i.e. starting the bidding at a very low price, and that the watch itself is as desirable as you think it is, I would avoid auctions and I would go for buy it now listings with offers. I listed the watch on the 7th of December on both Chrono24 and eBay, and it sold on the 18th of December, and I sold the watch for £2,785 after listing it for £2,899. So the watch took just over a week and a half to sell, and yeah, I got a decent amount of money for it, £2,785. So there's a good chunk more there than what I would have got from Subdial, which was the best offer that I had from a dealer. However, once you have fees included, this can make a big difference. So I sold this watch on an 80% off variable fees weekend, which makes a massive difference. I believe the percentage that you get charged, at least here in the UK, is around about 13% for selling luxury watches, which is just, if you're selling higher end watches, it's just unreasonable as a private seller. So do look out for the cheaper weekend. Sometimes you'll even get a free variable fees weekend, which means that you can sell the watch without paying any fees, which is great if you can get one. If not, every couple of weeks, generally, at least in the UK, you'll find that they do an 80% off variable fees weekend and really get as much profit as you can from selling your watch. So yeah, I think the fees altogether were around about £70 to £80. So yeah, just over £2,700 is what I made for the watch. Just over £2,700 is what I sold the watch for. Again, this watch retails around about £4,700, £4,800. So a massive cut from the retail price, but this does seem to be around about where a lot of them are selling, slightly on the higher side of what a lot of these watches are selling for online. So yeah, a decent enough price. But the sort of the point of this video is just to make it clear that you can sell watches online yourself. It's not too difficult. Do shop around, because a lot of dealers will just give you absurd offers, which really are just unreasonable. So do have a look around, get different quotes from different dealers, and list the watch yourself. You know, the worst case scenario is you list it for a month, nothing happens, and then you sell it to a dealer. Now, one caveat to selling to a dealer that I do want to mention in this video is that most dealers will take the watch in. Usually they will pay to have it collected from you. They'll take the watch in and they'll inspect it. Now, oftentimes, especially with vintage watches and older watches, they will find that, you know, the gaskets are not holding as they should. Maybe the timing is a little bit out. They will find problems with the watch, which may require them to have to do a service or to have to spend some time making sure the watch is in a state that they can sell it to their customers. So though someone like Subdial might have offered me $2,500, I might not have ended up getting $2,500 depending on whether there was any problems. Now, something like in the case of this Breitling, a 2022 model, unlikely to have any issues, unlikely to have any problems. I'm sure I probably would have gotten the full payout. However, if this was a 2010 Breitling model, for example, you may well have problems. You may well have something that needs fixing on the watch that you're not aware of, especially if it hasn't been serviced in a little while, just to get the watch up to scratch so that they can sell it on to their customers. So do bear that in mind and think about that. Think about the age of your watch when you go to sell it and how that may affect the price. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope this video has been educational about how you should go about selling your watch, the type of prices that you're going to get, the kind of crazy range of prices that you're going to get, and why it is really, really important that you do shop around, try looking for the best price, and try to make sure that you've given yourself a fair chance to sell your watch for the absolute best price. Thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. It means a bunch. Thanks again. See you in the next one.